These are the kings whom the sons of Israel struck down, and whose land they possessed beyond the Jordan, toward the rising of the sun, from the torrent Arnon as far as Mount Hermon, with the entire eastern region that looks out toward the wilderness. Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who lived at Heshbon, and who had dominion from Aroer, which is situated on the bank of the torrent Arnon, and the valley in the middle, and one half of Gilead, as far as the torrent Jabbok, which is the border of the sons of Ammon. And from the wilderness, as far as the sea of Chinneroth toward the east, and to the sea of the wilderness, which is the very salty sea, to the eastern region, along the way that leads to Beth Jeshimoth, and from the southern region that lies under the descending slope of Pisgah, to the border of Og, the king of Bashan, from the remnant of the Rephaim, who lived in Ashtaroth, and at Edrei, and who had dominion on Mount Hermon, and at Selekah, and into all of Bashan, even to its limits, with Gesher and Makati, and one half of Gilead. These were the borders of Sihon, the king of Heshbon. Moses, the servant of the Lord, and the sons of Israel struck them down. And Moses delivered their land into the possession of the Reubenites, and the Gadites, and the one half tribe of Manasseh. These are the kings of the land, whom Joshua and the sons of Israel struck down across the Jordan, toward the western region, from Balgad in the field of Lebanon, as far as the mountain, part of which ascends to Seir. And Joshua delivered it as a possession to the tribes of Israel, to each one in their divisions, both in the mountains and in the plains and fields, in the descending slopes, and in the wilderness, and in the south. There too was the Hittite and the Amorite, the Canaanite and the Perizzite, the Hivite and the Jebusite. The king of Jericho, 1, the king of Ai, which is beside Bethel, 1. The king of Jerusalem, 1, the king of Hebron, 1. The king of Jarmuth, 1, the king of Lachish, 1. The king of Eglon, 1, the king of Gezer, 1. The king of Debir, 1, the king of Geder, 1. The king of Hormah, 1, the king of Arad, 1. The king of Libnah, 1, the king of Adullam, 1. The king of Makkedah, 1, the king of Bethel, 1. The king of Tappuah, 1, the king of Hepher, 1. The king of Aphek, 1, the king of Lasharon, 1. The king of Madon, 1, the king of Hazor, 1. The king of Shimron, 1, the king of Akshaph, 1. The king of Tanakh, 1, the king of Megiddo, 1. The king of Kadesh, 1, the king of Jonim of Carmel, 1. The king of Doran of the province of Dor, 1, the king of the nations of Gilgal, 1. The king of Tirzah, 1. All the kings were 31.